What have you learned, or what has stuck out to you, or what has struck you about this place so far?
I feel like this country is really, really hard. I don't think that I've been anywhere that's been this hard. Like, physically, emotionally, stress, spiritually, everything. It's hard. But I think it's my favorite place.
Whitney, you've opened my eyes to a tragedy. More than 100 million orphans in the world. Can this really be true? We're losing generations of children to the orphan crisis. How did our world get here? How do we fix it? What's being done? These questions must be answered. These children need a voice. Let's take our cameras and go on a journey. Let's fight for children and for family. Let's be advocates and reclaim this lost generation, one story at a time.
I like it. I think this place is really... The word that keeps coming to my mind is sweet, and I don't know if it's because I've heard so many expats talking about how awesome the locals are and how they're just really kind people, but I just feel like overall it's really sweet.
Silence is a funny thing. It can be a gift or a curse. Some seek it, others avoid it. Some choose it, some are chosen by it. If you can hear me, then listen, because today, silence is not an option. Burkina Faso is one of the least developed countries in the world. They have limited access to education, extreme weather, and more than 770,000 orphaned and vulnerable children. And if that's not enough, some of these children have disabilities. A hard situation made even harder by limited resources. The people here care, they really do. They're kind, loving, and caring. But the reality is that being an orphan with special needs in Burkina Faso is hard. You want to blame someone, but who would it be? The parents, the government, God? Some may play this game, but others have decided to put down roots and bring life to this harsh place.
Can I ask how old you guys are?
No. Okay, I think I'm still 68.
So you came here, how old were you when you came here?
I don't know. It was 17 years ago. So
Ruth had been serving overseas in China when she came to Burkina to visit her daughter. It only took one visit, and Ruth knew that this is where she needed to be. But the road would be long, because she had never in her life seen so much poverty.
the children aren't in school. Literacy rate is like 18%. There is no medical care. There is not enough to eat. And so if you combine that with a government that works with you, I thought, well, maybe I could get something up going in my lifetime.
Wow, okay. So you moved here 17 years ago specifically to work with children.
Yeah.
And what have you done? What did you do? What did you start?
Something fascinating about Burkina Faso is the government's willingness to help. They gave Ruth a piece of land outside of the capital city where she was able to start a medical clinic, a school, and an orphanage.
What was the need for the orphanage?
Most of them, the father had died, and the mother is very vulnerable. And here, the children do not belong to their mother. If the father dies, they belong to the father's family. And so if mother chooses to remarry, she leaves her children in her husband's family courtyard.
Okay.
I don't know how far to go in this, but in this society, a Muslim society, a man will have up to 4 wives.
Okay.
There could be 60 children in this family courtyard. And so father dies, and it's just hard. And then another category was abandoned, babies that were abandoned.
Okay.
Third very popular category was incest.
Oh.
So in general, these cases of incest and a real young mama or an abandonment are available for adoption.
Oh, okay.
The older children usually are not,
Why is that?
because they have family,
Okay.
and family is known.
Okay. And so you started an orphanage, and then you started facilitating adoptions.
Ruth had heard there were people out there who would adopt special needs children, so she started advocating for them. However, social services in Burkina said she would never be able to place these children in families. But by the second special needs adoption, they were astounded and started providing Ruth with lists of children who needed a loving family. One of those children was a deaf boy named Charlie.
So when I met Charlie, I knew he was a very special boy, and I knew that he needed a family, and I hoped that we could find a family for him.
Wow. Please cry. It's beautiful. It's so sweet.
Yeah, he is a special boy, and I couldn't talk to him. I don't know sign language, but I saw a tender heart, and I saw a gentle boy who just needed a chance.
Yeah.
That he wasn't going to get here.
So you're obviously very fond of Charlie. How do you feel about him being adopted?
Yeah, I'm just super excited. Super excited. I would have taken him myself, but I can't. You know, but the best thing for now, he's going to have a mother and a father. We're going to go introduce his parents and Charlie on Thursday.
Well, I can't wait to meet the Dorseys and see them meet Charlie.
Them.
I cannot wait. They sound amazing.
They are. They really, really are. Huge hearts for these kids.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Today, Ruth is taking me to see the orphanage that she started back in 2003. This orphanage is outside of the capital city of Ouagadougou. I'm excited to see more of this fascinating country and meet the beautiful people who call it home. But my excitement turns to nervousness as Ruth informs me of some of the violence and terrorism going on in the area.
Terrorist groups that come across the border from Mali have been attacking. They recently attacked a school up in northern Burkina and killed a teacher.
So with the unrest in the north, you guys are comfortable with still going up there right now?
Yeah.
You don't sound too confident with that.
There is a degree of danger. You know, the way they work, they don't announce it, you know, they don't make a radio communication, hey, we're going to attack, you know, here tomorrow. And so you just go. You don't live your life in fear.
I think I have a lot of fear, but I'm not going to be a handful for you today.
No, I don't think you are.
But if you see me running away, just let me be.
Okay.
Oh, Mama. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can open. Yeah, I wanted to make sure always getting in. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Every time I pull into a new orphanage, I get a little uneasy inside. These places are filled with people who've experienced immense suffering and pain. But as Ruth takes me around and introduces me to people, I can sense the love, healing, and care that is contained inside these walls. This is most evident when Ruth introduces me to Amy, who took over for Ruth in 2013.
I'm sure it comes with its challenges.
Yeah, it does. One of our focuses here is really to put as much in the hands of the national people. So, I mean, really by the fact that we've been able to raise up, train, equip them,
Yes.
that enables us to further our vision and
Yes.
further the kingdom, yeah.
That's awesome.
The little ones. We have two fairly new kids that just came to us.
For security reasons, we can't say the name of the orphanage, but Amy takes me to see the property and the amazing work being done. The first place we stop is a playroom for children 15 months and under. Some of the children in here are orphans, while others are being babysat so their mothers can study and receive job and trade skills. Amy introduces me to 2 special needs children that desperately need a home.
These 2 children just came, and they're 2 little boys, and this one has microcephaly, and this one has hydrocephaly. And both are available for adoption. It will take a miracle because to take on a child with such physical handicaps is difficult, but the likelihood of them surviving in the village and what the likelihood of them surviving long-term here is not great. There's not really anything for adults that have problems like this.
Wow.
So we are just in deep prayer that there may be a family that would be willing to love them and care for them.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just going to love them for as long as they are with us, and that's the only thing that we can really do.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Next, we head to a room that serves as a play area for some of the toddlers and older children. The weather here can be extremely hot, so this provides a shaded area for the kids to get out some of their energy. I find that Amy is not only running this organization, but that she has adopted 1 child and is fostering another. The more I get to know her, the more I am blown away by her selflessness.
This is the first phase of our agriculture project. It was
Because of the extreme conditions and short growing season, food is scarce in Burkina. Amy shows me an aquaponics project they've been working on in order to help feed the community and help everyone get through the dry season.
This year we've got people, the harvest was in November, and we have people now in January out of food. And this food's supposed to last them all year. And they can't.
It's my favorite thing.
Next is the Women's Center, and it's my favorite. This program was started to help the abandoned, abused, or widowed women of the community gain skills and education in order to care for their children and families. This is really one of the key elements of the work being done here. By empowering women, they're keeping families together, which in turn keeps children from being orphaned in the first place. There's also a school, clean water projects, and a medical clinic. I entered these gates today with a knot in my stomach, but I'm leaving with joyful hope. What Ruth started and Amy has continued is changing this community. They aren't giving handouts, but they're coming alongside the people, learning from them and empowering them. Life is hard up here, really hard. Amy's husband was killed in a terrorist attack a little over a year ago, yet she's still here, still serving the people and the children. I think that's because Amy and Ruth are motivated by their faith and genuine love for the people. These 2 women are unknown in the world, but to me, they are legendary.
You were telling me earlier that you found healing here. Why would you say that?
That's a big question. I think over the past few years that we've been doing the Archibald Project, I've gotten a little hardened or calloused to the idea of an orphanage. And while orphanages are never ideal, they are needed sometimes. And that breaks my heart, and I hate admitting that. And I came here thinking these orphanages should not exist. But then being there and seeing how it's this self-sustaining ecosystem where they employ the women, the mamas, and they help women have an education so that they don't have to orphan their children, but yet a lot of these kids truly are orphaned and there's nobody else helping them. And even if they are helped by extended family, it's really dangerous for those kids to be in those situations. And so where else would they go? Meeting Ruth has been really healing for me too, because she's this 67-year-old woman and she is just living life for others. She sleeps on a twin mattress on the floor in a hut that does not have electricity. That's amazing. She's just amazing.
Is that the kind of person you hope to be someday?
Yeah, I don't think I could actually do that. I wish I could. I really do. I wish I could, but I'm the only way to become a selfless person when you're 67 is to make selfless decisions when you're 32. But I will never be the person of
endurance and faith and gentleness and patience and kindness then if I'm not that person now. And I just feel like being here and meeting Ruth and meeting Amy and meeting all the other women here that are serving these people. I'm like, you guys are the people I hope that I can be like when I'm older. And now, I hope I can be like that now.
I think you're kind of like that now.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I'm really excited. I'm getting a little anxious because they got here like 3 hours ago, over 3 hours ago, and they're still not here yet. So every car that pulls in, I'm like, is that them? They're here.
Great to meet you. Sorry, we're looking a little rough. It's been a long travel.
Hi, how do you do? Very nice to meet you. Whitney, I'm Joe.
So you guys are, how old are you?
I always forget. I'm 40. Am I 48?
I'm 51.
51.
She's
48.
48.
Yeah.
And right now you're sitting in Burkina and you're about to adopt your 4th child.
We have 5 kids, but
Okay,
four
5th child.
four boys.
Adoption.
4 boys.
It's our 3rd adoption, yeah. I know, is that
Do
crazy?
people think you're crazy?
You know, maybe. They might.
Joe and Chris Dorsey live in San Diego and have 4 children, 2 of whom are adopted. The Dorseys aren't new to special needs adoption from Burkina Faso. In 2014, they adopted their son Thomas, who was born visually impaired. On that trip, Joe and Chris saw Charlie for the first time. Because of his disability, Charlie was not in school. But through Ruth's help, Joe and Chris sponsored Charlie to go to a deaf school. Although this was a huge step, the Dorseys felt they could do more and decided to adopt Charlie.
He'll be behind.
So
He probably
you
reads and
aren't
writes.
scared at all, or you are like, I feel like I hear you saying you're nervous, but
How would you explain that?
Yeah.
I don't want to be flippant about it, but
No, I know.
I mean, I know we're not naive. He's an older kid. This is going to be,
Yeah.
radical, different change in lifestyle and everything. But, you're wanting it so bad, and then there'll be a day where, whatever reason, you wake up and then you suddenly feel this. Oh no!
Like a freak out
Can
moment.
I handle it? Yeah.
Can you? Are you like he's deaf?
The first time I saw my son riding a bike, and I took a video of him riding a 2-wheeler, and I just thought, mankind will not tell Thomas what he can accomplish.
Yeah, because he's blind. He's riding a bike.
starting
Yeah.
it
So
on a 3-foot
I think
path.
the same with Charlie. If I were trying to figure out a way to encourage people to step out and to do it, I wouldn't want to tell them it's easy, because it's not easy. It's expensive. And it may be hard, but the thing I want to get across is that normal people can do it.
Yeah.
They tell me that looking too far ahead can be daunting and overwhelming, especially when it comes to special needs adoption. But one day, one step at a time, that is the path toward family.
But they need a family
Children
to
need
come to them.
commitment.
They do.
A healthy, safe commitment
Yes.
from adults.
Yeah.
Whatever that
prolonged
looks.
commitment.
Yeah, like a lifetime commitment.
Yes.
Okay, so tomorrow you're meeting
Charlie, yes.
Do you have hopes or expectations, like how it's gonna go? Do you think he'll know that you're his mom and dad as soon
That's
as
a
you
good
see
question.
him?
So Ruth says that he studied his pictures, the book that we gave him, and she says there's beyond a doubt when we come, he'll know that we're going to be his mom and dad.
Yeah.
So our hope, if we play it in our minds and we like, what would our dream be? Our dream would be that we would meet him, we would see that big, beautiful smile he has, we would be able to touch him and just convey, that we're his and he's ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Finally.
we don't want
We don't want him to
our
be-
stuff to be, it has to be comfortable for him
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we
want to
definitely
hug him
don't
and
wanna
love
push
on him,
on
but maybe that's he's
In
not there.
time.
Maybe
Right.
we have to be,
Yeah.
realistic
Full of
about
that.
So tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m. we'll go meet him.
We'll have to have our coffee at 7:30.
Yeah, early coffee.
Yes.
We're
Me
excited.
too. Can't wait.
Me too.
Yeah.
I can't wait with you.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so tomorrow the Dorsey family meets their son for the first time.
I'm really excited for them. I have no idea what to expect. I think it could be a little awkward,
Like, it's already hard enough to try to communicate with a child that you can't speak the same language, but now he can't hear at all. So I don't know. I can't imagine what he is thinking right now. Like, he's laying in bed right now thinking that he's about to leave the orphanage that he's been in for most of his life.
It's gotta be scary.
It's gotta be so scared. He's gonna get on an airplane.
Like,
He's gonna leave
as much
everything.
as an orphanage is a bad place normally, it's still leaving everything you've ever known.
Yeah.
Your whole life.
Yeah. Ruth told us that he does want a family, though. He's been asking for a family. He wants a mom and a dad.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, we're going to meet Charlie! Yes, so good. How are you feeling?
It felt like our wedding day, like I was, you know how you anticipate and you want everything to be just right. I've asked Ruth before, you know, what do you think he'll think of us? Do you think are you sure he wants us? And are you sure he'll like us?
You're not a knight coming to save somebody.
No.
That's not what it's about.
Right.
We, you know, that's a one-time thing, right?
Right.
We're not heroes. We're his parents.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, today is just the beginning of the rest of your time and relationship with him. And this one moment is huge, but the real work happens when it's life.
Charlie, I just want you to know that from the moment that we met you, or the moment that we saw you, even before you knew who we were, that we loved you.
Yeah. What? Chris, Joe, we're here.
And if there's one thing that we want you to know more than anything else is that you are loved, you were wanted, and you were struggled for a very long time.
And we know that you were meant to be our son. And we couldn't be more proud to be your parents.
We can't wait to get home and start this new chapter of life together and be a family.
No, I told him to go.
Okay.
It's game time.
Let's go. Hello. Bonjour. How are you? Hello. Ça va? Good job. Yeah. And son.
What does that mean?
Mama and Papa.
So we're going to go into Charlie's room. He's showing Chris the room right now.
Nick, come and get his bed. I'll show you which one.
That's good.
This is his school uniform. Can I see this one? I'm wondering if we can keep it or have to from that, but we'll try and keep it. Handsome. It's a handsome. Yeah?
So I noticed when we first met Charlie that he was looking at my watch. And then as we were coming out of our last room, he tapped my watch. So I took it off and gave it to him.
When you witnessed Charlie meet his parents for the first time today, and you started tearing up, and I wondered what was going through your head in that moment.
I don't know, I just saw a boy like receive something that so many other people don't get. Like today, out of all the kids in the orphanage, he got parents. Seeing all these amazing kids, right? And knowing that there's so many people at home who want children. I can't go there. I can't think that way because it's not our time yet. And I think we'll know. But it doesn't mean it's not hard going into the orphanages and seeing kids look up at you being like, I really want love and I really want you to pick me up and I really want a mom. And then looking down at the kids and thinking, I really want to pick you up and I really want to love you. But you have to put them down. You have to walk away.
I don't know what to say.
It's okay, I don't either. When you're called to do something, you push through the pain. And we feel called to do this, so we push through. And with such joy, because look what we got to experience today. There's heaviness and beauty all in one. And I think it makes life better.
There's a massive tree known as the baobab that grows in the harsh climate of Burkina Faso. This tree is sometimes called the tree of life because of its resistance to drought conditions and its provision of food, water, and shelter for the people. As I get ready to leave Burkina, I can't help but to see the people I've met in the same light. They have ventured into this hard and forgotten place to empower and bring life. They find purpose in pouring out their lives for others. They find strength in their surrender. They find hope in freely giving hope to someone else.
I feel incredibly privileged to be able to witness such intimate and special moments in people's lives. It is an honor that I do not take lightly.
Whitney, we knew this wouldn't be easy, but what a value ever is. I've witnessed in you what you see in others. You endure in order to give a voice and bring hope. Please don't give up hope yourself. We're almost there. Where will you take me next?